Hi everyone, my name's Dr. Sheila Kanani and I'm the Education, Outreach and Diversity Officer at the Royal Astronomical Society. I've had a really varied career path. I've been really lucky. I got interested in space when I was about 13 and I watched a film called Apollo 13, which was based on real life events about some humans trying to get to the moon. And that just blew me away and it made me think I really want to be an astronaut. So I went to the library because the internet didn't really exist back then, and I read about astronauts and their career paths. And a couple of the astronauts that I read about had PhDs in chemistry and physics. So I decided that I would go and try and get a PhD in physics, even though I didn't really know what a PhD was back then. And during this quest for a PhD, I was lucky enough to go to space camps in Leicester, in America, in Russia. I've met some incredible people on the way, and I got my PhD in 2012, I think it was. I'm getting a bit old now. After my PhD, I did a bit of research. I was studying the planet Saturn using the Cassini spacecraft, and I was looking for extrasolar planets using pulsar timing data. And during this time, I realised that as much as I enjoy doing the research, I also love talking about what I do. And this made me then go on to train to be a teacher. And I taught secondary school physics for a couple of years. And then the job at the Royal Astronomical Society came up, and I have been working there since 2014. And it's incredible. I absolutely love my job. And it's given me lots and lots of opportunities. One of the most notable being that I'm now also a published author of children's non-fiction books, mostly about space, but about other science topics as well. So it's been a really exciting journey. And if I hadn't studied science, I wouldn't be here today, and also I wouldn't have met my husband, and we wouldn't have had our family, because I met him during doing my PhD as well. So I think that the Great Science Share is really important for schools, because science underpins everything that we do, especially these days where we live in such a technological era with smartphones and the internet and satellites and all that kind of thing. We kind of have to know where that all comes from and how to use it. And I think the next generation of scientists start by learning science in schools, and that's why the Great Science Share is so important. Now, the greatest STEM related question that I would like to solve one day is whether there's life out there in our solar system or beyond. While I was doing my PhD, while I was researching, I learnt about a moon of Saturn called Enceladus, and that moon is covered in an ice crust, and there are geysers, there are cracks in the ice spewing material out into space. And Cassini, the spacecraft, flew through those geysers and measured that material, and it was water ice and carbon and ammonia and nitrogen. Models have shown that there is an ocean underneath the ice crust of Enceladus. Now, whether there could be microbial life swimming about on that ocean of Enceladus, we won't know until we go there and we actually try and find out. It won't be intelligent life though, I don't think. So trying to find out whether there is intelligent life in our universe is something that I really hope the next generation might be able to discover.